Yeah, it's me again, my dear brother, ex-brother in arm. It's not hard to think that how the federal government is in shit right now because of SNC Lavalin, okay? Mr. Trudeau had done so many bad things in the past, I say well in the past because, it happened a long time ago. Like during his first year of his mandate, things are happening. They're talking to it about 3 days. After that, everything is forgotten. Okay, everything is gone. They don't talk no more about that. But me myself, I will keep talking because for the case of Omar Khadr, I will be always talking about it because I am way against it, or against what Mr. Trudeau did. He did a very bad thing, He took Omar Khadr out of Guantanamo, which should have been enough for him because Mr. Trudeau took him out of there. He should have put him where he lives right now, and that's all. But the thing is, the bad thing that he has done, he gave him $10.5 million from our income tax for our money, which is no good because Omar Khadr is a real terrorism, and which he is a terrorism. He's living free in Canada, but that man should have been put in jail for the rest of his life because he killed an American soldier. And as far as I'm concerned, the U.S. Army is in the NATO, and the Canadian Forces is also in the NATO. So both of them should collaborate together, which is not the case because Mr. Trudeau took Omar Khadr out of the prison, which was not right, okay? First of all, he did a wrong thing. He took him out of Guantanamo, where there was judgment rendered. There was a judgment rendered by the American Army. That's why he was in Guantanamo. So Mr. or Mrs. Ibrahim, I'm talking to you right now. I know you work under Mr. Justin Trudeau, but the letter you had sent to me, your last letter, you remember? You told me that since there was judgment rendered in my case, the Prime Minister can be involved. How come the Prime Minister got involved with Omar Khadr when you took him out of Guantanamo, brought him to Canada, gave him $10.5 million? Don't tell me there was no judgment rendered, okay? Myself, there was not even a judgment rendered because I went to criminal court, and at the end of the proceed, there was a case withdrawal. They decided to cease the proceedings, okay? So I was free. I went there to get my sentence, but I was not able to get my sentence. You know why? Simply because the crown attorney didn't have enough proof to make me guilty or not guilty, and the judge didn't even say guilty or not guilty because there was only a cease of proceedings, which was not right. Minister Sajjan, okay, if you look at it closely, you know that I've got that letter from the Prime Minister, which was not right. I got letter from you, which was not right. So both of the letters that I received from the federal government is pure shit, pure crap, A lot of people are writing to the federal government and they don't get any reply. And I know what's the reason for it, because if they send reply, they will have to send a favorable reply because they're guilty, they're in shit, okay? So knowing that they will be in shit, so they don't even reply to letters that they're receiving. They possibly take those letters in the garbage or elsewhere in the cabinet, and they forget about it. They don't see it anymore until the end of their terms. I'm just hoping that on the 22nd of October, people will not be voting for Mr. Justin Trudeau because he does not deserve it. Just take a look at all of that thing he has done so far for our country, Our country, we're being punished by him, because if you take a look at any other country elsewhere, like I would say Middle East or Europe or Africa, anywhere, they can see that how Mr. Trudeau is doing bad things. Every country knows that Mr. Trudeau is crook. He's corrupt. He's a traitor. I'm sorry about that, but this is the truth. No one will see it. Not even his minister under him. Because the minister under him, they only like to lick his ass. I'm very proud to say that. They only like to lick his ass because this is what they're doing. Mrs. Philpott decided to retire because she knew that Mr. Trudeau was doing wrong and she didn't want to approve that. But any other ministers, they are approving that, and the reason is very simple. Because if they don't approve that, they will be kicked out by Mr. Justin Trudeau, because Justin Trudeau, as I said, he is a traitor to our country, and he will get rid of any good ministers that are talking about us Canadian population or us veterans. I'm very sorry. Yes, I am angry. I am very, very angry right now, and there is no medication for it. It's in my brain, it's in my head, and I don't think I will be able to take it out of there because it's in my brain right now. You know, even if I get shock treatment from my psychiatric, it's still gonna remain there because it is marked in my brain, so I can't take it out of that. So, anyways, that's the DND who did that to me. DND means Department of National Defense. Okay, that's what DND is. Mr. Sajjan, you know I will be always against you because you are not acting properly as a Minister of National Defense. I know you like to travel elsewhere in any other countries. I know you like that. You like that the same as Mr. Justin Trudeau likes that, because you like being taken in pictures, and those pictures, they know they will be put in the newspaper, and you like that, Mr. Sajjan. You really like that, because where you were before the army or before you came to Canada in India, you know, no one would have taken care of you. But over here, you were lieutenant colonel in the army, in the reserve, you were reservist, and people were looking at you because people under you were also reservists. So you were lieutenant colonel, and you were the, I guess you were the CEO at that place. But as far as I'm concerned, if I would have been Mr. Justin Trudeau, I would have not taken you from that place to Minister of National Defense, because you don't deserve it. I'm pretty sure that if you contact any Chief of Defense, retired Chief of Defense staff, you will find out that they know a lot more than you, okay? It is the truth, Mr. Sajjan. This ex-Chief of Defense staff, they all know a lot more than you do, okay? And the reason is very simple. It's because they were general and you were a lieutenant colonel. So you have maybe four to five ranks to get up to general from lieutenant colonel. I'm possibly mistaken, but it's just around that place, around that, okay? I don't really enjoy the federal acting this way right now, because if we take a look at it, where everyone is talking about SNC-Lavalin, that there were fucking corruption there, collusion, and there were all kind of fucking bad things there, and especially Mr. Justin Trudeau didn't want to take them in criminal court or in court, but he knew that they were wrong, they were crook, and he knew they were fucking I said traitor, but that's what you are, Mr. Trudeau, a traitor. As for SNC-Lavalin, they were corrupt. That's the word I was looking for. They were corrupt, and you like the corruption yourself, because you know your government is also corrupt. The Liberal or the federal Liberal government is corrupt big time. It's been corrupt since Mr. Pierre Trudeau, and that followed until you. I'm talking about Mr. Jean Chrétien as well, who was corrupt. Mr. Jean Chrétien had the crooked mouth, and he was corrupt as well, you know. Paul Martin was corrupt, and everyone after that were corrupt. Mr. Harper was corrupt, and I don't think Mr. Scheer is corrupt for what he's doing right now, because he likes to talk about the real things, okay? Mr. Scheer, yeah, you're possibly gonna get my vote this year. Have a nice day, everyone, and I will be back to